If you're ready to work through your issues the way that I am really trying to work through this video right now, I am talking about the true reasons behind my business, how it's not just about healing, um, but building business that supports a balanced life. I'm Soul. I'm an energy healer. I help people do the inner and outer work to show up as the best versions of themselves. We're covering a multitude of topics today, like thinking differently about work, which helps in not caring what people think, and how everything ties into my mission of helping families live fulfilling lives without disrupting daily life. When we start something like a business, or anytime we change things up in life, we think, oh, I need to be somebody, or I need to have X, Y, and Z before we even start. And the reality is, you just need to show up despite that, and you'll be rewarded. Yes, it is true, making the wrong decision can hurt you, but the inability to act on any decision is far worse, because you'll never get to know which decision is right or wrong without it. So I finally enjoy what I'm doing right now. Do you know how precious, or rather, do you know how difficult it is to live life as normal and ordinary as possible and be content with it? That's like it's really bold to say, right? In today's world, a world that's obsessed with hustle culture, comparing each other, and constantly chasing, constantly feeling stuck because we're chasing. And it's just this vicious cycle of doom scrolling and doing nothing, right? Maybe you're a paralyzed soul who's stuck in their own doubt. One of the one of the definitions of depression is living with perpetual boredom or strong dissatisfaction due to a lack of X, Y, and Z, lack of our needs not being met. Even though when logically we know and we have X, Y, and Z, when you're actually working, when you're actually busy and in the zone, you don't tend to experience doubt, fear, or anger, or oh, woe is me, because you're too busy grinding. And when you enjoy the grind, it isn't stress inducing. And yeah, outward looking in, it looks boring because it is. But anyone who plays games can tell you there's a point at which the grind becomes a sustainable pace. It's not hustle culture, not trying to outdo anybody else. You're bringing it back to only outperforming yourself and meeting your own expectations and desires. We tend to feel empty when we make a large purchase because deep down somewhere we didn't actually want it. We feel the most regret when we don't honor ourselves. And unfortunately, sometimes that looks selfish. I have a video that explores purchases with the ego. I'm going to put that, still learning where that is here. Um, and so drowning everything unnecessary, everything that's unnecessary, drowning that out and committing to what is important, committing to what's most important has given me these gifts that I now get to share. When we think about concepts like ikigai, that beautiful intersection of what we love, what we're good at, and what others need and what others are willing to pay for, we forget that it's not something we can figure out in one afternoon. We can. I can show you how through my decision making process. But Ikigai at its core is a lifetime project and something we refer back to. We tweak it a bit when life circumstances change. And that's why we should, um, you know, be here for the long haul, not having to rush things, not having to have it all figured out, have it all figured out by next week. Like, don't have to do that, right? I'm committed to lifelong learning, lifelong teaching, lifelong healing. Just like cells in our body, if we aren't growing and repairing, if we aren't in this constant cycle of growing and repairing, that's a dead cell. All right, I was getting antsy. Like, I had to cut the feed because I'm reading my script and it's just not making sense. But it all comes together at some point. And um, so we will press on. We're not sweating the small stuff here. We're doing the 20% that gets us 80% of the results. I'm still growing. I'm still growing. And right, one of the things that I was bringing up in this video is, the person who is stuck yet won't take any action, right? That person was me. And I am trying not to be that person in this video right now. But a big portion of that former self is I used to be super indecisive and would get easily frustrated. Every little decision felt huge and heavy. It would take me forever to make choices. And when I felt I was taking action, I would get frustrated over every little thing, except when it came to energy healing. When it came to energy healing, it was clear, fast, and I was extremely decisive because there's many aspects that just came naturally. Energy healing, intuitive. So I knew that I had the skill of decisiveness. I just didn't know how to transfer it to everyday life. Around that time, I had a Gene Keys session. And through that coaching session, I developed a questioning method for myself. It helped me make faster decisions in business and in life. For example, my husband and I went out to dinner recently, and we both ordered really quickly. And he mentioned, successful people in business are straight shooters. Even with a huge menu, they know what they want very quickly, and they operate like that in everything they do. He mentioned, I can see you have grown so much. That was so comforting for me. It confirmed that the tools I was working on, the tools that I've been uh, using in my everyday life, using in all of my decisions, they were working. And it was also a reminder that the way you do one thing is the way that you do everything. My first video is on that technique. If you're ready to experience what I have experienced, if you're ready to work through your issues the way that I am really trying to work through this video right now, check the links below for a session with me where I do energy healing in the background. So even before we show up on a call, that portion's already been dealt with for you and done for you. And then in the call, that's where for example, if you liked this video, we would fill up an Ikigai chart together using the questioning method technique that I've got. And that's what we mean by doing the inner and the outer work. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for holding my hand through this. Comment Ikigai down below, and I will see you in the next one.